Operation Allied Force lasted from March until early part of June of 1999. I was an intelligence analyst at U.S. Air Force's Europe, and I had a front row seat to watch what was arguably one of the most contested air wars that the United States certainly had been in after the Cold War. The Serbians were very professional. They were well trained, and they had trained for years to go against the United States as part of the Soviet Union. So they were ready. And what they lacked in the most modern equipment, they made up for with good use of deception, mobility, and basically contested the airspace. We did not achieve air superiority over Serbia for the entire time. Now, granted, they decided to be survivable. They would do kind of, I hate to use this term, but ambush type tactics. They would pick the spot and place to engage us. They knew our patterns. Most of the flying was over Kosovo. It's a small area to operate in. So they basically knew our routes and where we're going to be. Much talk has been made of the F-117 shoot down there. I'm not going to go into that very much, but they knew when that aircraft was going to take off. And that particular night, there had been a problem with weather, and most of the strike packages that were going to be in the area, which helped stealth aircraft hide in the noise of other activities going on, did not happen that night. So they were basically on their own, and they were the only aircraft to be spotted. And the Serbians, apparently, they told us that after the war that they knew when the F-117s took off. They had spotters in England that would spot the F-117, so they could do the math on how long it would be and when they would show up after getting off the tanker and head into Kosovo airspace. So no real mystery there. The thing for me was doing the cat and mouse finding them. You know, many times we would assess where these SAM sites were, and they would pop up somewhere differently. And we had some success. I think out of the 5 battalions that were in and around Kosovo, we destroyed 2 of their fire control radars, a straight flush, and a couple other acquisition radars along the way. But for the large part, they survived. And also after the war, they had a meeting with us, and one of the men in the room was an operator of SA-6, and he had a piece of shrapnel or wound in the side of his mouth. And they said that came from a anti-radiation missile, a HARM missile explosion when he was outside. So the HARM did a good job of suppressing. It's never designed to destroy a SAM site, but what it does is you can see it from miles away at night. It shoots up into the sky, very visible, and so it does exactly what it's meant to do: suppression of enemy air defenses, SEAD. And so it was good at that. But it taught us a lot of lessons after the Cold War about a determined adversary with good surface-to-air missiles. And we did have, I think we shot down 3 of their MiG-29s. And after that, the Serbians decided they were not going to fly anymore. So they basically grounded their Air Force and hid their aircraft. So that's really the story of Allied Force. Very busy days, and we would have up to 200 sorties a day. And so even if it was a 4-ship of, say, F-16s, that was a mission report. And they all had good data in there about SAM launches. So you had to read those and put that data at that time manually into your database, and then do assessments on where the Serbians were operating and how they were firing. So yeah, that's my story.